Ready. All right. Welcome back. We are back with some more Pokemon Run and Bun. I mean, not Run and Bun. Pokemon Fly Kaizo. It's too used to saying that. Yeah, we are back. Continuing on where we picked up the other day. Continuing on still in our first attempt. Made a way through to get to Floroma, and now we're going to be taking on the Galactic runs at Valley Wind Works and see if we can make it past Mars today. So that'll be exciting. So yeah, why don't we go ahead and get right into it. So to start off, we do have a couple of encounters that we can get first. So I think we're gonna start with those. I don't really have anything that is helpful for like statusing or anything, so yeah, we're gonna be going here. We can start off with our 205 and the Valley Wind Works encounter. We could either do the grass or do the honey tree here. I think I'm gonna do the honey tree since I didn't get to do that for the last one. Yeah, I missed the first honey tree back at the start, so I don't have any Q Charm on, so I can't guarantee a... I've already got the Burmy, so I can't guarantee a female Combi if we encounter that, so if we get a male one, that'd be a little disappointing, but yeah, I feel like it'd be good to try to start getting these encounters. So let's start with this one here. Alright, let's see what we get. Alright, Burmy, so that's a dupe. So I think now the way it works is that we can run, and then it'll generate another encounter. The more you generate it, the more likely it'll use the local table instead of the global table. So we'll run. That was a female Burmy too. That's a little sad. Alright, Caterpie. Alright, not the best, but we'll take it. It dupes it out in Floroma, that's why I did this one first, so... And at least we'll replace, my Mothim, Butterfree. Alright. I mean, this thing could it could have Compound Eyes, which could be pretty useful. Let's see, what's a good food nickname for Caterpie? I don't know, the Metapod looks like an edamame. I think that would be a good nickname. And, yeah. Let's go with that. And, Mame. Alright, cool. Snarlo, what's up in the chat? Appreciate you popping in. Hope you're enjoying your Saturday. Alright, so now we can do the Floroma encounter. So let's get some net balls first. Burrito Bros, what's up? How's it going? Hope you're having a good day today. Ideally, I wouldn't prefer that. But appreciate you popping in. Hope you're having a good start to the weekend. Alright, so since we got... Let's see. Let's see, how do we... Not sure how to... click on the... See, Burrito, I can't tell if you're a bot, bro. It's... Let's see, how do we do... Keep track of the honey tree encounters. I guess we can't really. That's fine. But Floraroma does have Caterpie, so that is duped out. So I guess we'll go for should probably change to nighttime so I have a better chance at a Dustox. So let's do that really quick here. Athena, how's it going? Thanks for popping in. Hope you're having a good day today. Let's see. Adjust date and time. Let's change it to nighttime. Alright, there we go. Alright, so let's go ahead and see what we get over here. Oh, Sunkern. Interesting. That's a 5% encounter. Alright, I'll take that. Alright, let's see. Pokeballs. I guess we could just start throwing Pokeballs at it. Shouldn't have a pretty bad catch rate. I'm not sure if a Sunflora is buffed. I feel like it might be. But we can just keep tossing balls. And I think this thing also comes with a Sunstone. Alright, nice. Sunkern caught. Alright, let's see. What's a good food nickname for Sunflora? I mean, sunflower seeds is a obvious one, but I don't think that fits. How about... Let's go with parsley. Let's see, is parsley spelled with the EY or just Y? Yeah, EY. Alright. And then we get another honey tree encounter after beating the grunts up north in the meadow. But let's see what we're working with here with these two. Alright, Caterpie. Let's see, Calm Nature. Let's see, what is that? Calm plus Spadef minus attack. I think that's fine. And let's see, good HP. And then kind of medium stats. Alright, I'll take that. Oh no, those aren't the IVs. These are the IVs. Oh, those are even worse. It's decent speed, but very low special attack. Not the best. Alright, let's check out Parsley here. See, Gentle. Plus Spadef minus defense. I keep getting a lot of Spadef natures. Oh. Okay. These are some good IVs. 30 speed. 11 special attacks, not great. 0 HP is also not great, but great IVs otherwise. I mean, I guess we'll take it. It's alright, so why don't we level these two up here? Let me see if they have any moves that we could delay for. Let's see, Caterpie. No, Butterfree, there's no delay. Evos. Butterfree does get a plus 10 special attack buff. That's nice. What about Sunkern? Let's see, Sunkern. Let's see, we could delay for... We could either delay for Seed Bomb or just evolve it and learn Giga Drain. It does learn Worry Seed, that's pretty interesting. And Endeavor. It looks like it can get some interesting use. Let's see. It doesn't learn Synthesis, though, if you evolve it, unfortunately. Doesn't look like it. You would have to delay to 29. But, I mean, Symphor's very frail, so I don't know. I don't know. I mean, it does learn Growth. So. Grass Whistle seems pretty useful, though. Yeah, we can just evolve it, I think, and then get its level up moves. Fortunately, it's level 14. Right now it knows Mega Drain, Ingrain, Headbutt, and Growth. Let's see. So I can't get Grass Whistle, unfortunately. I could level up to 17 to learn Bullet Seed, I guess. And then evolve it to learn Giga Drain. Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. Alright. Let's go... Let's get Edamame up first. Alright, we can speed this up a little bit. Butterfree, Poison Powder, Gust. Yes, we want to learn Gust. Alright. Well, I think it learns Psybeam at 24, so I guess we could just level it up to there. Stun Spore, that's pretty useful. Yeah, let's chase out over Poison Powder. Supersonic, that's also pretty useful. Let's see. Should I learn that over String Shot? String Shot is pretty useful for lowering speed. But Stun Spore would do the same effect, so yeah, Supersonic's probably better. And then Psybeam. Let's see, I don't think I need to learn Psybeam. Because I already have that on Xatu. I will just keep it like this. Let's see, is it Compound Eyes now? Yeah, perfect. So that's pretty useful in tandem with Supersonic. Alright, so let's do Parsley now. I guess to 17 first. Bullet Seed. Teach out over Headbutt. Endeavor. I feel like Endeavor is very niche. I don't know how useful. Yeah, we won't do Endeavor. And let's go ahead and use our Sunstone here. Alright, Sunflora. And then let's level up to 25. Let's get Giga Drain. Alright. Alright, that seems good. We can get those guys in the cuffs now. So let's export. And let's get it imported here. Alright, there we go. Alright, so with that, I think we can now get started with the grunts, but I'm gonna go use the restroom first before we get started. Go ahead and take a look at... We have a back-to-back first. So... I think we could lead... I mean, there's quite a few. I think we could just lead probably Seeking. And then swap to Muck on the first trainer for why not. We could bring Butterfree. And let's bring Skiploom. Let's bring Cabbage. And I guess Golbat. I think that looks good. Yeah, because Seeking can just one-shot the... I don't have to worry about Arena Trap, because Seeking can just one-shot Trapinch with Dive. And then on the lead, we can just swap to Muck on a Fake Out, the bait in, why not, and KO. So, yeah, I think that looks good. And it should probably pre-sleep everybody. So let's go ahead and do that. So let's get Skiploom. And let's get Cabbage. we're putting Tsushimi up front. Alright, cool. Alright. So let's pause. Export. Save. Let's get flat Kaizo hex here. Alrighty. And open. View, sleep, set, 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 view, sleep, set. All right. Export. And let's import. Right. Cool. All right, let's run this. So let's get a rappel up here. And we gotta go this way to take on these two. Alright. So this is a back-to-back. The first trainer is has a Glay Meow with Fake Out and U-Turn. So we're just gonna swap the Jelly on the Fake Out here. Oh, it U-turned. Interesting. That works too. Because this is gonna bring in a Why Not. Yeah. Normally this thing is a troublesome with Shadow Tag and counter with Mirror Coat, but Shadow Punch just outspeeds and one-shots, so we don't have to worry about Destiny Bond either. So Why Not goes down. Let's see, Glymiel comes back in. Interesting. So, I'm surprised I didn't go for Fake Out the first turn. I guess it's not always guaranteed. Let's see, but it could Hypnosis. So I might want to swap to something else. So let's swap back to Tsushimi here and see what it goes for. Okay, went for Break Out that time. Alright, now we can just go for a dive. Okay, so you turned. So whoever comes in will take a dive here. That works. Alright, so let's see. We got Skorupi, Sandvale, Focus Band. Yeah, I think the game plan was to use Edamame here, so let's swap. Alright, agility, that's fine. We can just KO with a gust from here. As it goes for our Poison Fang. Alright, Scorpio goes down. Let's see, Glammeal comes back in. Probably gonna fake out again. We could also Aerial Ace. Let's see, why don't we go back to... let's see. Actually, why don't we go to... Yeah, let's go Grotle, because then we can bait KO the Starmie on the switch in. So let's go Cabbage here. There's a fake out. Most likely it's going to U-turn again, but we can Razor Leaf. If it does, then we'll take out the Starmie as it swaps in. Oh, it just goes for Aerial Ace. That's fine too. Oh, nice crit. Good job, Cabbage. Alright, now let's just Staryu. And this thing is probably gonna minimize, so I think we should just try to start doing some damage here. Oh, it just swifts. Alright, so this thing just gets taken out. Alright, nice. So that's the first grunt. Cabbage levels up. Galactic Mercury. Alright, so now we take up the second one. Galactic Terra. Alright, so this is Arena Trap, Trapinch. But we let Seeking because Dive just one-shots this thing. So that gets dealt with. Let's see, next up is Paris. Let's see, and this thing is most likely either gonna Spore or Seed Bomb. So we could go... Yeah, we could go to Hot Wings here and just counter it. Yeah, C-Bomb, we eat that. This thing is Focus Sash, so it'll take 2 attacks. But we can start off with a Leech Life. Alright, Pursuit. Yeah, perfectly fine. Alright, now we can just get the KO here. So Paris goes down. Next up is Drowsy, who is either going to use Confusion or use Hypnosis. Yeah, I guess we could stay in. This thing doesn't do that much damage to us. And just go for a Leech Life, see what it does. This will bring me back to full. Berry Juice, perfectly fine. Yeah, there's Hypnosis. And this thing is Bad Dreams as well. So... yeah, from here I think we could just go to Jelly. And just get the KO here. Yeah, Confusion. Super effective, but got Confusion. Come on. I guess we could try playing around that. Yeah, we could go. Let's go Lemongrass. Yeah, Confusion. Don't get it a second time, please. Alright, that's fine. Alright, now we can, I think, go for... let's go for Absorb. This might kill. Yeah, perfect. Alright, so Drowsy goes down. And then lastly is Tentacool. And this thing is probably either just gonna use Acid or Confusion. And we could just start off with a Bullet Seed. Only 2 hits? Come on. Watermoon, what's up? Good to see you again, bro. Appreciate you popping back in. Good to see you. I hope you're enjoying your weekend so far. Alright, so... I think we're still fine. Might as well just go for the KO here. Let's see, only need 3 hits, come on. There you go. Good job, Lemongrass. Alright. Galactic Grunts dealt with. So now we can go into the Windworks building. Those were the true difficulty, because they're all double battles. And this guy gives us a bunch of berries, very nice. Alright, cool. So let's go back and heal, and then we do get another Honey Tree encounter up there, so... hopefully we can get a female Combi. That would be very nice. Alright. Let's go ahead and put Edamame up front here. And let's go get that Honey Tree. Alright, so yeah, we can go over here. Let's see who's in here. Oh! What was that? Hits me with a frying pan? What did that do? That's weird. Alright, well, let's get this honey tree encounter here. Alright, let's see. Ah, one pull. I guess we'll take it. Hopefully this thing is a dust tox. Yeah, let's just throw a net ball. Alrighty, what's a good food name for Wurmple? Let's see. I mean, I don't know which one it's gonna evolve into. Hopefully it's a Dust Tox. Let's just go with the apple. Apple. Alright. Alright, let's see what Apple's looking like. Alright. Apple. Let's see. Impish. What's that? Plus defense, minus special attack. Ugh. Don't like that. Let's see. Ivy's. Alright, decent speed. Good special defense. Decent HP. Middle ground, special attack. Minus special attack kind of sucks on this, but I mean, it is what it is. Alright, so let's see what Wurmple's looking like here. Let's see, I will... Oh, Dust Tox would be great because it learns Toxic. I don't need another bug flying type. So hopefully we see Cascoon and not Silcoon. Alright. Let's level this guy up here. Alright. What we got? What we got? Is that Cascoon? Yeah, that is Cascoon. Nice. Oh no, that's Silcoon. Oh. I thought that looked like Cascoon. That's not nearly as good. Well. Guess we gotta beautify. Whatever, it is what it is. This thing sucks, though. It just got plus 10 special attack, but... And it does get attract. That's interesting. That might be useful. Let's see, Stun Spore. Yeah, I guess we could teach that. Let's see. 14, 15, 16, 17. Morning Sun, that's pretty good. Yeah, we could teach that over Poison Sting. Or String Shot. Actually, if I'm gonna use Stun Spore, I'm gonna use it on Butterfree, so I'll teach it over Stun Spore here. Silver Winds. Teach that over Bug Bites. Aerial Ace. Teach that over Poison Sting. And Attract. Teach that over String Shot. Giga Drain. Yeah, I guess I'll teach that over Aerial Ace. Alright, that should be fine. Alright, well, let's go ahead and now take a look at the double battles that we gotta do here. Let's see, first one is a snow team. Let's see, we got Unburden, Drifloon with Tailwind and a Citrus Berry. Snover, which is fine. Download Porygon is a little threatening for us. We don't have any fighting types. I guess we'll need to use Cargo for that. Sneasel, I think seems fine, and then Life Orb, Abra is pretty threatening. I mean, we have enough decent encounters. There aren't any sleep setters or really any statusing moves on these guys, so. So why don't we lead Jelly to deal with the Drifloon. And then we could use Growlithe for the either Growlithe or Xatu for the Snover. Probably Growlithe, because it'll de-incentivize going for Ice Shard. We'll just have to level up to 25 on Growlithe. That should be fine. And then Porygon will bring Chestnut for let's see, Sneasel. We could bring Golbat for, we could also bring could bring cabbage as well. And let's bring... Let's bring... let's bring... Let's see. Probably Zatu. Because it outspeeds. So this should be fine. Let's go ahead and do this here. So we need cargo, chestnut. We need Boralith, habanero. And Zatu. Alright, that should all be good. And we need to level up habanero to 25. Okay. Let's go ahead and try this out here. Let's see. Let's see if Porygon comes in. You have less defense too. Perfect. So with Jelly and Habanero, if Porygon comes in, it should always be downloading attack, not special attack. So let's go ahead and head over here. Let's see, I'm not sure if this guy is a fight. Let me see. This should be the first fight. 1, 2, 3. There's 4 fights in here in total. So, yeah, let's do this. Alright. Let me see what kind of berries he gave us. Oh, nice. This is a good amount. I'll take that. Alright, let's do this. Alright, Galactic Pluto. Alright, so all these fights here in the Windworks are double battles. Themed after different planets, so this is Pluto themed, so it's a... This Nova here sets up a... hail for us. So, we're just gonna lead. We're just gonna have 2 leads to one-shot these 2 things. So, Shadow Punch will always one-shot Drifloon, and Flame Wheel will always one-shot Snover. Hopefully, Drifloon is faster. Hopefully it just either sets up Tailwind or attacks into Jelly and not Habanero. Yeah, so even with the Aqua Berry, this should always one-shot. Perfect. Snover goes down. Let's see. Ominous Wind. Okay. This will do quite a... Let's do a little bit, but that's fine. But Drifloon goes down. No Tailwind up. That's pretty nice. So let's see what comes in next. Let's see. Abra. That makes sense. And then Porygon. Yeah, so this should get a attack boost. Perfect. Because both Jelly and Habanero have less defense. So it gets an attack boost, not a special attack boost. That's really important for this fight. Let's see. Psychic for sure can KO both my guys. We're going to have to do a double switch here. Let's see. Let's see. We might need to go... Psychic's gonna deal a lot. So we'll probably have to go to Xatu. Yeah, so let's go... We're gonna go to Chestnut. And... Let's see. Porygon does have Blizzard. That's pretty threatening. But it should see Tri-Attack as highest damage in both slots. And it might just go for Reflect. So let's go to Cashew here. Let's see what happens here. Hopefully they don't double target. Yeah, Psychic, that makes sense. Oh, minus Spadef. Oh, that's pretty bad. Reflect, okay. Alright, that minus Spadef is pretty bad. I need to KO the Abra. Let's see. But the Porygon here is pretty threatening. Let's see. See, I can outspeed and one-shot the Abra with Aerial Ace from Xatu, but I think I always die to a Blizzard from this HP. Yeah, we're at, let's see, 50. I mean, it would have to be a max roll, but then we would be dead to we'd be dead to Chip, so So I might need to swap back to Jelly on Cashew, and then go for the KO on Abra with Fire Spin. This thing just does way too much damage. It should only ever be Shadow Ball from it into Jelly. So, yeah, let's swap here. It's a little scary. Yeah, there's Shadow Ball. No spit F drop, please. Nice. Blizzard. A little scary. No freezes. Ah. That's very unfortunate. Alright, but Abra's dead. So that's good. Alright. It's still looking a little shaky here. Let's see, we got Sneasel coming in. Sneasel. Let's see, can't really do too much damage to... Can't really do too much damage to us. It's most likely going to go for Nightshade. So I think we should... I think I can leave... I think I could leave Jelly in for a turn. So it might be dead to getting double targeted. But I don't really have a good switch. But yeah. I need to get a fire spin off on Porygon for sure. Let me see. Let's see, I think Porygon should always go for Tri-Attack here, because it sees that as highest damage. So we can try staying in for a turn. See if we can get the defrost. Or... let's see if it's gonna go for Night Slash. Let's see. Golbat's not really a good swap here. I might need to go to Cabbage, actually. But Cabbage also takes a lot from Porygon. Although that's with the special attack boost. Let's see. Let's see, if I get Tri-Attack crit on Jelly, that would be 47. I would be dead to double crit. Probably brought Celio for this fight. I brought too many ice weaknesses. Let's see, at least if I go Golbat, it would be faster. But I think it's dead too. Double target. It could just go for reflect. I might need to risk Jelly on this and try to get a wake up. Is there any other option? Not really. I don't have a good switch here until the Porygon's dead. Yeah, let's just try to get the wake up here. And we'll go for the attack on Porygon. Right, Night Slash. Oh, that's bad. Don't crit. Oh, no! Damn it! Don't attack. Don't attack. Come on. Go with my cargo. Ah! Frick! Damn it. So unlucky. Oh, that's a really bad death. Mucka's really good. Yeah, I shouldn't have kept it in. Frick. Man, that sucks. I think the Porygon's dead. Oh, no, not quite. Alright, well, I think from here, we just... We just go Golbat. Get the KO on Porygon. And we'll Fire Spin Sneasel, which will KO through the Focus Sash. That's really unfortunate. Muck was easily the best mon in my box right now. Alright, but this... Sneasel goes down. Really, really bad death there on the first fight. Alright, well, with the amount of deaths we had, our box was still looking good, but now that's a huge hit to our box. We're not looking too good now. That's really unfortunate. I mean, Night Slash does have increased critical hit chance, so... Sorry, Jelly, that's really unfortunate. Really sad that you're dead. Yeah, our box is now looking really thin. Alright, but let's just keep going. And take a look at the next fight. Yeah, next one is Smeargle with Spiderweb, Dark Void, Light Screens. And then Misdreavus. Let's see. Misdreavus is a little threatening with Ominous Wind. And then there's a Hondar with Heat Wave, Golbat. So I think we need to try to get rid of this Smeargle as soon as possible. The only things I have that outspeed are Golbat and Xatu. But Xatu would be dead to an Ominous Wind crit. I mean, we could just try going for that. I think getting rid of the Smeargle as soon as possible is definitely a priority. So... let's see, we could also pre-sleep. I don't know if, let's see, do screens have priority? Let me check. Let's see, Dark Void. Dark Void doesn't have priority. It doesn't look like that has priority. Spiderweb. Yeah, Spiderweb does have priority. So... I could try going Magcargo lead. Magcargo and Golbat, maybe? To try to take out both sides. Well, I could also maybe... I could maybe go for me first on Mischievous. I don't know how that works in double battles. We could try that. Let's see. 57... 7 plus 48. Fire Spin could potentially one-shot the Smeargle if I don't get the lowest roll on Fire Spin from Magcargo. I could try that as well. Yeah, that might be a cool strategy. Let me see. Me first. Oh. I think me first Ominous Wind could just one-shot the Mischievous. And that's probably my best counter for it anyway. Yeah. Yeah, let's try that. So I'll do Mad Cargo, Zatu. Let's bring Sea King, Celio, and I guess Cabbage. And I guess Skullbat. Definitely want a pre-sleep for this one. So let's try that here. So let's get Celio and Tsushimi. Yeah, I want to see if this interaction works. I mean, this attempt is already starting to go down the drain a little bit, so we might as well try to test something out here. All right, so let's save so we can pre-status. All right. And let's see, export, import, so view, sleep, and we'll pre-poison our Zatu here, since she's Magic Guard, and pre-sleep everybody else. All right, and export. All right. And let's import. All right, cool. All right, let's try this. Not sure if this is actually going to work, but I really hope it does. Because I don't know if you're able to target me first in a double battle. But we'll give it a shot. I think it would be really cool if it did. Alright. So let's see, first fight, just up here. Alright. Squad Deimos. Alright. So we got Smeargle lead, which is pretty annoying with Spiderweb, Screens, and Dark Void. And then Mischievous here is just really strong. Wise Glass's Ominous Wind is pretty threatening, so Fire Spin, if we don't get the lowest roll, should always KO the Smeargle, including the Fire Spin chip damage. So hopefully that happens. And then Mischievous is most likely going to Ominous Wind. And I'm going to see if we can use Me first to copy it and then be able to KO the Mischievous with Ominous Wind. So I'm going to see if that actually works here. Let's see. Oh, it went for Icy Wind. Interesting. I mean, I guess that works. Well, now the... Alright, Reflect. That's fine. Now the Smeargle should always be dead. Yeah, speed doesn't matter on Chestnut. Fire Spin will now KO the Smeargle. Alright. Alright, that's fine. Let's see, Houndour comes in. Let's see, this thing... Let's see, it's pretty threatening to my Xatu. If I swap out, I think it's just dead, unfortunately. So I think I just need to stay in and get the KO on it with Aerial Ace. And then try to get the KO on Mischievous with Fire Spin. And hopefully we don't get crit. Yeah. Yeah, Fire Spin and Aerial Ace Houndour. Oh, that wasn't a KO? What? That should have been a KO. Oh, Xatu might be dead here. That's pretty unfortunate. Let's see, well... Was I looking at the right one? Yeah, no, I should have had a 87.5% chance to KO there. Alright, I need to hope that... I need to swap out Xatu and hope Houndour doesn't go for Pursuit. It should TK with its other moves now. And then... yeah, I can get the KO on Bagon, or at least do some damage on it with yeah, I can go for a Rock Slide with Chestnut, and then hopefully Houndour does go for Pursuit. Yeah, nope. That's really unfortunate. Another bad death. I'm not playing well right now. And I get the confusion too. Okay. Yeah. We're falling apart a lot. Golbat comes in. I guess we could just go for... We can go for another Rock Slide with Chestnut. And then I guess we could swap to Mochi here. Poison Fang, that's fine. Rock Climb, that's fine. Another Confusion, oh my gosh. So don't hit yourself, please. Well, we can just go for another Rock Slide. And... we can go for... I guess an Aurora Beam. Let me see. Yeah, we can one-shot the Bagon. Chestnut, I need you to hit through, buddy. Bagon goes down. Chestnut's 25, that's fine. Alright, Rock Slide, alright. Got out of the fight. Oh, not yet. We can just swap. Aurora Beam. Alright. Another bad death. Second fight in a row. Yeah, I guess I should have considered, since we were faster, that Misdreavus would have gone for Icy Winds. Yeah, that's a really bad death. I could have tried... oh, I could have tried using me first with Xatu. But, yeah. What can you do? Another one of our best mons in the box dead. We are looking very dire now. But we push forward. See if we could try to make it past Mars at least. Let's see the next one. Duskull lead with Confuse Ray and Will-O-Wisp. Yeah, all my heavy hitters are pretty much done. See, I guess we could lead Sea King and Sunflora, maybe. Sunflora can one-shot. Actually, Sea King can one-shot the Lunatone. And then we can try doing some damage on the Dust Call. Let's see, Murkrow. We can use either Magcargo or Celio. Umbreon seems like a big threat here. But I think Golbat's probably a good counter for it, and then Ariados. Let's see, we could bring in let's see, Poison. We can bring in a Growlithe for an Intimidate. Alright, let's just try it. Let's just try it. So, let's see. Sunflora. And Growlithe. And probably want to pre-sleep everyone too, since yeah. The Dust Call does have statusing moves. Alright. Let's just rock it. Again, still just my first attempt. Lots to learn. I'm still very new to Gen 4 AI, so a lot of this stuff is very new for me. Let's see. Export. Import. View. Sleep. Set. You. Sleep. Set. You. Sleep. Set. View. Sleep. Set. You. Sleep. Set. You. Sleep. Set. Alright, export. Alright, and let's import. Alright, let's run it. Yeah, we're just vibing out. Not a whole bunch of calcs. Just trying to run and gun. Alright, so now we gotta face these two guys. Dust Call Lunatone. Alright, so we can start off with doing some damage on the Dust Call. It's most likely going to go for Helping Hands. And we can outspeed and one-shot this Lunatone with Dive from Tsushimi. Oh, I didn't go for Helping Hand. I might have gone for Confuse Ray then. Let's see, Bullet Seed. Alright, 3-hit. Berry Juice. Or Citrus Berry. Yeah, Confuse Ray. That makes sense. Alright, Parsley is confused. This brings in Ariados. Alright, that's fine. Ariados is definitely gonna try to go for Poison Fang. So this would be a perfect swap to Chestnut. And then we could also swap Tsushimi for Growlithe for a Intimidate on the Ariados. See, hopefully Duskull goes for Sleep or okay, Helping Hands. Probably Poison Fang into Chestnut, yeah. Oh, a big crit. Alright, well, we can go for Fire Spin on the Ariados, I guess. Yeah. And probably good to swap Habanero for Hot Wings on a potential Poison Fang. It might just use Spider Webs. Alright, Helping Hand. Poison Fang, yeah. That was expected. Fry Spin, KO's Ariados here. Let's see, Tsushimi is level 24, perfectly fine. Let's see, Umbreon. Let's see, this thing is kind of a demon here. But I think we could double up on it. Let's go for a Fire Spin plus Leech Life combo here. Leech Life will do a good amount. Let's see, Pursuit. Makes sense. I think Umbreon should be dead here. Yep. Alright, good. And then lastly is just Murkrow, who let's see, I think we could just now swap could swap Chestnut to Mochi, and then go for a Wing Attack on Murkrow. Pursuit, this shouldn't KO. Okay. Crit actually would have KO'd. Yeah, Helping Hand fails there. Good, so then now we can outspeed and KO the Murkrow, and we can Bubble Beam the Duskull. Alright, not too bad, not too bad. Alright, Nightshade. That's perfectly fine. Alright. And then now we can just double up and get the KO. Alright, Bobo's down. Now it's just Mars left. It's kind of funny how these guys don't give you any money. Makes sense. Alright, I think even with those deaths that we've accumulated, we should still be looking okay for Mars. Just have to get a little bit lucky. Let me update the... So we're now at 9 deaths. And then I think the plan here was to lead Chestnut and Tsushimi up front to take out the Skarmory and lead Hippopotas, and then try to counter everything from there. Possibly try to get Will-O-Wisp on the Purugly, because that thing does a lot of damage with return. Let's see. Let's see. Yeah, so for this fight, we're probably gonna want to bring... Let's see if some Flora can do some damage. Definitely need Mochi. And I guess we'll bring Cabbage instead of Habanero. I mean, I think we got Slim Pickens now, so it's not much we could really do. So let's get Cabbage for you, and then we'll pre-sleep everyone except for Parsley, except for Chestnut and Tsushimi. And we need to get Seeking up to 25. So let's do that here. And instead of pre-sleeping them, I'm gonna give them Chestos. And then we'll pre-sleep everybody else. Maybe give some orange berries to these guys. Alright, and I think that's as good as we can get here. Alright, export. Then open. You sleep set. You sleep set. You sleep set. All right. Let's import. Alright, let's go ahead and run this here. Yeah, I mean, this attempt honestly shouldn't even gone to this point in the first place. We got really lucky. So, yeah, we'll just run it and see if we can actually get past this and beat Mars. She is kind of a demon. So let's go ahead and do this here. Alright, Commander Mars. Alright, first time taking her on. This is Permanent Sandstorm. Actually, I don't think it's permanent. It's just set up by the Hippopotas. And Skarmory is most likely either gonna go for Tailwind or set up Stealth Rocks. Ideally, it doesn't set up Stealth Rocks. But Fire Spin always one-shots the Skarmory, and Dive always one-shots the Hippopotas. So we're just gonna start with that. Alright, Stealth Rocks. That's not as ideal. But at least we'll get the double KO here. Yeah, Chestnut's gonna get a lot of XP here. Frugly comes in, and then Soul. Alright, so I think the game plan here is to leave the Frugly up and get a burn on it with the Will-O-Wisp. And let's see, I could stay in for a turn and get an Aqua Jet off on the Soul Rock here. Alright, fake out, that's fine. Alright, light screen goes up. So we can just go for the KO here. Yeah, let's go Will-O-Wisp again and Aqua Jet KO. Iron Tail. That's fine. No defense drop. Ugh. Alright, but we get the Will-O-Wisp. That's good. Alright, so we can get Chestnut out of here now. Alright, Gabite comes in. Alright, so let's swap to... Let's see. Gabite's probably gonna go for Earthquake or Protect. Let's see. We could go to... We can go to Hot Wings. And then we can swap Tsushimi for... Oh, what the heck? Why do I have... Oops. Why do I have 2 cabbages in my box? Where's my... What happened to my mochi? Did I mess up something in the PK Hex? Yeah, I might have accidentally overrode Mochi's thing here. Alright, well, I think that, I mean, I could clause that, because that's that was a mistake. Yeah. But I think I'm gonna I'll end my, I think this is where I'll end my run. Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, I messed it up in PK Hex. Yeah, let me do this over just to, I just want to see if I can beat this fight. I probably could. Alright, that should fix it. Yeah, there we go. Alright, well, that doesn't feel too good, but I mean this attempt wasn't really feeling too good about it at this point. So yeah, we'll just see if we can beat Mars, and then I think I'll reset after. Alright, let's do this over. Alright, so yeah, again we just get the double kill. Fire spin on Skarmory, dive on Hippopotas. Alright, so Tailwind this time. That's better than Stealth Rocks. Hippopotas goes down. And Skarmory goes down. This might change the baiting a little bit. Let's see if it's the same ones. Yeah, Yes, Perugly. And Soul Rock, same thing. Alright, so let's just do the same moves that we did. Try to Will-O-Wisp Perugly, and we'll Aqua Jet Soul Rock. That way we're keeping it consistent. Okay, I went for Return this time. That's going to do quite a bit of damage. And one Light Screen. At least we get the Will-O-Wisp early. Alright, so Streamy's at 24. I think we're still dead to Perugly, even with the burn. Yeah. So why don't we instead go for... So we can try going for... Soul Rock might go for Earthquake, but yeah, why don't we let's Will-O-Wisp, Soul Rock, and then we'll swap to Cabbage. Iron Tail, oh, nice miss. Then Headbutt, yeah. That was expected. Will-O-Wisp is good. Alright, Tailwind peters out, that's good. Alright, now we can just, so you go for... You can go for a Razor Leaf here. Plus a Fire Spin, I guess. Turn. Then Headbutt. Nasty double targeting there. Razor Leaf, good. Alright, so Soul Rock goes down. Alright, so I think a Bite should come in. Bite comes in. And then now we can just swap. Yeah, let's swap Chestnut for Hot Wings, and then Cabbage for Mochi. Bite's probably just gonna spam Protect here. Oh, that's nasty crit. Definitely don't like that. But we can double up on the Bite here. Go for, I guess, Wing Attack and Aurora Beam. Ooh, big quick clap proc from Mochi. Gabite should be dead here. Nice. Yeah, even with the Yachi Berry. Oh, I guess not. Okay, nice crit from Hot Wings. Mochi's getting pretty low, though. It should just be the Glyce... the... Yeah, it should just be Gligar left now. Let's see, Gligar... Yeah, we can't leave Celio in. Yeah, I think we need to get, we can at least do some damage with Wing Attack. But, let's see, I think we need to get... I think we need to get Chestnut back in here. Yeah. Alright, return. Go on Hot Wings. Wing Attack. Swords Dance. Scary. Very scary. But it might not go for Earthquake because it sees that it would KO its partner. If that's the case, that would be fine. But I should probably swap to... If it is... I need to swap to Parsley here. And then go for a Fire Spin on Gligar. Okay, Iron Tail. Okay, Chestnut, that's fine. Okay, Rock Slide. That's fine too. Alright, don't flinch. Ah, that's bad. Brugly might be dead here. Oh, no, just not quite. Oh, there we go, yeah. So it is dead. And then now... Gligar... Definitely sees a KO with Aerial Ace. But I don't have a good swap in. I guess I'll just have to swap to Hot Wings. Hopefully he doesn't die to crit. And then go for Fire Spin. Yeah, Aerial Ace. Don't crit. Okay, nice. Fire Spin should KO here. Yes. Alright, we made it past Mars Deathless. I don't know how, but it's... I mean, my gameplay today was pretty sloppy, so losing Mucka and Xatu is pretty bad. I think I'm also just hungry too. Alright, well, despite those deaths, Still manage a deathless Mars. Crazily enough. Well, with that, I mean, I guess we could technically keep this attempt going, but yeah, you know what? Why not? We'll keep this attempt going. And we're still persevering through despite the odds, so. But we did get a lot of XP on Chestnut this, so. But yeah, I mean, we do get a couple new encounters. We can get an encounter in Route 205 South. Yeah, wait, and there is another honey tree there too. Probably want to do that. And then encounters in Eternal Forest. And then in Eterna City as well. So we do get some opportunities to fill up the box at least a little bit, but yeah. Yeah, I think I'm gonna call it there for today. Don't feel the best about my gameplay, but we still made it through despite it, so we'll take it. Alright, well, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it up there. Really appreciate anyone who tuned in to watch. Hope everyone enjoys the rest of their weekend. I'll see everyone next